Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 52nd episode of our Foundation's 101 webcast series, where today we will discuss exclusively about RAK ICC Foundations and the latest news from the center. And I can tell you that there has been a lot going on there at the moment. So to discuss this topic, we invited Sandra Louw, the CEO of the RAK ICC Authority. Sandra, welcome to our webcast. It's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you very much, Kath. It is a real pleasure to be able to participate in this wonderful series.
All right, so RAK ICC has recently published significant amendments to the Foundation's regulations of 2019, right? Which, by the way, in my opinion, took the Foundation's regime to the next level there. So, Sandra, can you please go through the main amendments to these regulations, especially when it comes to asset protection? Because I think that's a very important feature that everybody should know about.
Yes. Kath, you're absolutely right. We did enhance the asset protection features available. First and foremost, we introduced firewall provisions, essentially that foreign judgments that conflict with our regulations will not be recognized or enforced. Secondly, we introduced a statute of limitation for claims, and we now have a 3-year limitation period that applies to a claim that challenges the establishment of a foundation or an asset transfer, and this gives obviously some legal certainty. We also introduced enhanced creditor protection, and this means that when there is a challenge to a property transfer and you can prove a fraudulent intent, you must also prove that the founder in his personal estate has been rendered insolvent. Only if the founder is insolvent can you then turn your attention towards the foundation assets. And even then, the liability will be capped at the interest of the founder in the specific transferred property, which means that if there are unrelated assets within the foundation, that cannot be attacked either. There are now duress and officer protections in our foundation regulations. What this means is that directors from unauthorized or foreign authorities that are made towards foundation officers must be disregarded. If an officer is compelled by a foreign court, he or she is automatically disqualified, and that preserves the foundation's governance autonomy. We have even further enhanced an arbitration framework, and this means that our revised regulations clarify that disputes may be resolved through arbitration, and this grants arbitral tribunals, sort of like powers similar to what a court is, but you can do this with reduced risk and with enhanced privacy. You don't have to go all the way to court. You can actually settle this before it gets to court. Last but not least, we did clarify private trustee foundation provisions, which brings flexibility in the use of our foundations. What we have clarified is that property that are held in trust by a foundation that is acting as a trustee of a trust is explicitly excluded from the foundation's own property. And this ensures very clear asset segregation and fiduciary integrity.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Sandra. And I believe that these amendments also consolidated important concepts of RAK ICC Foundations. For instance, as you just said, asset protection, for me, the most important feature, and also flexibility, right, in terms of choosing an alternative dispute resolution method like arbitration, and also the possibility of using RAK ICC Foundations for a specific purpose, such as private trust foundations or PTFs, as we usually say. And I can tell you that we've been seeing this a lot in practice here at MHQ, the use of a foundation with the sole purpose of acting as the trustee of a local or foreign trust. Okay, great amendments and improvements to the regulations. Now, another positive update from RAK ICC was this execution of the MOU or Memorandum of Understanding with the Dubai Land Department, which now formally allows Dubai properties to be registered under RAK ICC entities, being foundations or companies, right? So this is a great achievement for RAK ICC, as many of its clients also want to make investments in the Dubai real estate. So Sandra, can you elaborate here on the intricacies of this MOU and how the registration of Dubai properties under RAK ICC entities will happen in practice?
Again, Kath, it is really indeed a significant development. I will go one step back. The Dubai Land Department, or DLD, has recognized RAK ICC IBCs to hold Dubai freehold real estate since 2019. So using our entities to hold Dubai land is nothing new.
Yeah.
However, there was, yes, our foundations were in the past excluded from this feature. The expanded MOU has come about from RAK ICC and the DLD wanting to strengthen our collaboration and to facilitate investment in Dubai real estate, as you've mentioned. Now it has been expanded to include the registration of Dubai real estate in RAK ICC foundations as well. Now, your question about the practical steps to register real estate in a foundation or entity, this goes for both foundations and companies. The first and foremost step, of course, is that you need to establish or incorporate or register your entity. This will then allow you to request a no objection certificate or an NOC from our registrar, which you need to provide to the Dubai Land Department, together with all your other documents. I will mention that our NOC or no objection certificate is bilingual. This is important too, because when you do submit your documents to the DLD, documents should be in Arabic. And yes, this is all the documents. The NOC is issued in bilingual.
And the rest of the documentation will have to be translated into Arabic.
Correct, yes. Yeah. And that's entirely up to you how you do that. We can assist, or you probably might have somebody already can help.
Do you also offer assistance in this respect?
Yes, we do. We do have a service, if needed, that can be asked about.
Great, great. And I have a follow-up question here. So let's suppose I have illustrated two scenarios here. One is RAK ICC Foundation holding the properties directly, which is straightforward, yeah. But what if this foundation holds a holding company? I used ADGM SPV, but it could have been any other holding company in the UAE, and this holding company is then holding the properties. Would this indirect ownership of the RAK ICC Foundation also work vis-a-vis the Land Department?
Absolutely. There are no restrictions with regards to direct or indirect ownership. The Memorandum of Understanding formalizes the use of our foundations to own Dubai real estate, both directly and indirectly. I would like to also add here that we're talking about Dubai real estate. That is what this Memorandum of Understanding is about. RAK ICC entities can, of course, also be utilized to invest in real estate elsewhere in the UAE, including Ras Al Khaimah in particular.
Okay, understood. All right, so to conclude our webcast today, Sandra, I wanted you to tell us what's next for RAK ICC in terms of branding, positioning, areas of focus. What can you tell us?
There is a lot to tell, Kath, and I will just keep it quite short. RAK ICC is looking ahead, and we're committed to expand and evolve our services in any way that will enable investment in the UAE and for the building of legacies. So in addition to our existing services, our view is that we would like to provide accessible and nimble, flexible structuring solutions to families and entrepreneurs. Essentially, our positioning for the future is as a dedicated or the dedicated private wealth center of the UAE. I would just say watch this space because developments are afoot at the moment.
We've been watching and we've been seeing a lot. I can tell you that.
Thank you. Yes, yes. So we watch this space. There will be more announcements.
Great. Good. All right, Sandra, this was a great session, extremely insightful. And it's clear that RAK ICC is thriving. And I'm sure that you and your team contributed a lot to that. So thanks again, Sandra, for your time. It was a pleasure to have you with us today.
It
And
was a real pleasure. Yes, absolute pleasure. And thank you very much. Yes, we are listening and we are, as I said, evolving and bringing out features and services that we do here would be very useful to everybody who utilizes foundations and structuring solutions.
that's great. That's great. And then for those of you who wish to know more about the latest updates in the RAK ICC Foundation's regulations, we have published an article on this topic, which is available through this QR code you are seeing on the screen. Thanks again, and I'll see you at our next webcast. Thanks.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much, Kath.
Bye. Bye.